but they're gonna banish. They're gonna banish the rod before I can use its effect. Now I tribute the Dark Magician to summon the Dark Magician Girl. Magician Salvation, summoning the Dark Magician. Link 3, Celine. YouTube. Dark Magician versus Salamangrates. I'm gonna start off activating the Magician Souls effect in the hand, sending the Dark Magician Girl from the field. Oh my gosh, from the deck to the grave. I'm tired. I already have the Dark Magician in the hand, so I don't need to do a Dark Magician. I got lucky. Wait, no, maybe I didn't get lucky. I summon the rod, add the Salvation in my hand. Salvation setting the Eternal Soul. We're gonna turn the rod into an Artemis Link 1. Oh, this looks like the most recent game actually. So I set my Torrential Tribute, flipping the Eternal Soul, targeting Rod's effect to distributing the Artemis, adding the rod back to the hand. I got the Torrential Tribute. Here I'm going to clear the board. Now I clear the board, then I activate the Eternal Soul effect. They're going to max C. So when they do the max C, I'm just going to summon the Dark Magician. I had the option to summon the Dark Magician Girl, but I didn't. Summon the rod, searching the deck, Dark Magical Circle, adding it to my hand. Discarding, what do we discard? We discard the Sky Striker Mega Hornet Drones to summon the Apprentice Illusion Magician. Apprentice Illusion Magician's effect when it's summoned, searching the deck, adding the Dark Magician to the hand. We're gonna use that Dark Magician, turn into an Imduck, for the sole purpose of just being able to summon that Dark Magician back from the graveyard.
Now's the time. My ever-faithful companion, Dark Magician! I wouldn't have been victorious had it not been for the help of my cards and my friends. Thank you.
What is going on, YouTube? Thank you for joining me. Before we get started in today's video, I wanted to take a moment to let you know that we are hosting 5 free entry tournaments with cash prizes every single week, streamed live on Twitch. To participate in these events, all you have to do is be in the Discord, link in the description. Over 1,000 members in the Discord. We're having a lot of fun. New player helpers are there to give you advice. I'll see you there. And use the Eternal Soul. Using the Eternal Soul, summon the Dark Magician from the graveyard, banishing with the Dark Magical Circle. We're going to banish that field spell. When the Dark Magician Girl is, when the Dark Magician summoned, the Magician Salvation can summon the Dark Magician Girl from the graveyard, or vice versa. That was game 1. This is game 2. I am also very tired, Queen. I have to make some kind of content out of this though. All right. Again, game 2. Starting off with the rod, searching the deck. We're gonna add the Salvation to the hand, like always. 99% of the time I'm adding Salvation to the hand. Activate Salvation. Salvation is going to set the Eternal Soul from the deck. We know this. Rod, turn into the Artemis. You know the Artemis recycle. Now that there's an extra deck monster, thank you, nothing. Thank you. Now that there is a monster from the extra deck special summon on the field, we're going to be able to summon the Ecclesia. Ecclesia is going to search the deck, adding the Dogmatic Punishment to the hand. Set that punishment. We got a full back row here. You can see what I got. Skill Drain, Eternal Soul, 2 Eternal Souls. Even when I was playing this, the person I was playing against, they were wondering, why is your account in gold and not platinum? Because I just don't have enough time to play. So now, I wait until they summon, till they do their that was a special summon. But I wait until they summon their monster, and then I do the Skill Drain, because in case they had a different plan, maybe, you know, they let them do something, then you throw them off track. It works sometimes. Now, since I activated the Skill Drain on my opponent's turn, I was going to use the Rod's effect to tribute the Artemis. I tribute the Artemis, but here they respond with the Called by the Grave. Called by the Grave, banishing the Rod from the graveyard, negating it before I can add it to my hand. Dogmatic Punishment, targeting the Gazelle, sending the Tisk to the graveyard, popping the Spiny. They're gonna call by the grave again. Is that 2 called by the graves this turn? When you get called by the grave twice. Banishing the Tisk from the graveyard, negating its effect, protecting the Spiny. Link 1, Balinks. What do we have now? Now everything's negated. Splash Mage. What do I do here? They just go into the end phase, attacking the Dark Magician, the Splash Mage, destroying it. Ecclesia attacks. So for that turn, I was not able to summon monsters from the extra deck thanks to the Dogmatic Punishment that I used on the previous turn. They're gonna summon these Salamangreat, Balinks. I respond with the Eternal Soul. Summoning Dark Magician from the graveyard. They negate the Eternal Soul. I thought I would be cheeky here and be able to activate my second Eternal Soul, but it doesn't work that way. Maybe if I flipped it and didn't activate its effect, but they might be able to have chained to that. I don't know. Now, Soul Servant right here is going to top deck Magician Souls. We're going to banish the Soul Servant from the graveyard to draw that Magician Souls. Magician Souls sending Dark Magician Girl from the deck to the graveyard. Magician Souls effect, special summoning Dark Magician, Dark Magical Circle, targeting the Balinks for banishing. Magician Salvation, special summoning Dark Magician Girl from the graveyard. Link 1, I'm Duck. Now we're going to be able to use the Eternal Soul, because we didn't use the Eternal Soul, we used the Magician Souls to summon the Dark Magician, and that's lethal. That's right, JJ, it's 420. It's spicy, right, Tuxie? Spicy. All right, game 3. Starting off with the Rod. These Rods are God Hands. This looks like a God Hand right here. Summon the Rod. Rod is going to search for the Salvation. As you've probably seen all 3 times. Search in the Salvation. So, activating the Salvation is setting the Eternal Soul from the deck. Now we're going to activate the Dark Magical Circle. Now, it's very important to summon the Rod, search the deck, get the Salvation, activate the Salvation, set the Eternal Soul from the deck. Now, activate the Dark Magical Circle, because at that point you are done searching the deck. Once you don't want to shuffle the deck after you activate the Dark Magical Circle. Summon the Artemis with the Rod. We know this. I flipped the Sky Striker Mobilize Engage on my turn. I could have waited for my opponent's turn to flip it, and then I would activate the Rod's effect in the graveyard, but I did it early. Maybe misplay, but it doesn't really matter, because I still have the Eternal Soul. But the Eternal Soul is a weakness, so you don't have to do that. Now, I am going to activate the Eternal Soul. I'm flipping it. Special summoning Dark Magician from the graveyard. From the hand. It's going to activate the Rod's effect in the graveyard, tributing the Artemis, but they're going to banish. They're going to banish the Rod before I can use its effect. Now I tribute the Dark Magician to summon the Dark Magician Girl. Magician Salvation, summoning the Dark Magician. Link 3, Selene. Now I'm going to activate Selene's effect, getting the counters. Chaining to Selene's effect the Mecha Hornetrones. Summon the token. Selene is going to summon Dark Magician Girl. Eternal Soul, summon a Dark Magician. Now, right here, I had the ability to summon Kagari, Kaina, and many other Link monsters. So you would be able to build up these Link monsters for your access code talker. Now, what I was going to do right here is I'm going to add the Mecha Hornetrones from the graveyard to my hand. And from there, you would have been able to see where I summoned the... Or I would have had a link 4 to summon an access code talker. That's really it. If you're enjoying this video, hit the like button. Consider subscribing. Give us a visit on Twitch. Come say hi. Chat's asking about the deck. We'll take a look at the deck right here. I have a lot of YouTube videos about me playing with this deck. So here it is. 2 Dark Magicians. 2 Dark Magicians because 3 is a brick. 3 Magician Souls. 3 Maxis. 3 Magician's Rod. You need those. Searching. 2 Ash Blossom Joy Spring. 1 Dogmatica Ecclesia the Virtuous. This is a part of your Dogmatica package. While we're here, we could talk about Ecclesia, Flutery, Nadir Servant, and 1 Dogmatica Punishment. Nadir Servant's limit 1 anyway, so that is what it is. Dogmatica Ecclesia. When a monster... well, you know what? Everyone who's playing Dark Magician understands these cards, but for people who's not understanding Dark Magician, Magician Souls, its effect, you send the a level 6 or higher spellcaster from your deck to the graveyard, and you can special summon the Magician Soul or a Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl from your graveyard, because you're gonna send that spell. You're gonna send that monster. You're gonna send a Dark Magician or a Dark Magician Girl from the deck to the graveyard with the soul. Now, people who say they don't like using the skill drain because it negates your monster's effects. Magician Soul, there's 3 skill drains in the deck. Yo, Deathly Hollow, thank you for the cheering it. You're a legend. So, the Magician Souls, you can activate its effect on the field to send up to 2 cards, 2 Speller Traps from your hand or the field to the graveyard and draw 2. So you could send 1 skill drain to the graveyard and draw a card. Because the skill drain still allows you to activate its effects, and the skill drain goes to the graveyard for cost as the Magician Souls, you can get yourself out of your own skill drain with no back row removal. And you still get to send your Rod or your Magician, Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl to the graveyard. Back to Ecclesia. When there's a monster summoned from the extra deck on the field, you can special summon the Ecclesia. Activate Ecclesia's effect, search in the deck. Now, you make a choice there. You make a choice. Do you want to activate Ecclesia's effect on summon to search the deck and add Dogmatica Punishment to your hand? Or do you want to do any extra deck summons for the rest of that turn? Because if you activate Ecclesia's effect on summon, you won't be able to summon monsters from the extra deck. Be wary of that. 1 Dark Magician Girl. I like how it works with the Salvation. 3 Apprentice Illusion Magician. 1 Dogmatica Flutery the Knighted. So you're gonna summon the Ecclesia. Ecclesia's effect is going to search the deck, add the Dogmatica Punishment to the hand. So say if you activate that punishment. You activate that punishment and you send Titaniclad the Ash Dragon to the graveyard. That's the monster in the extra deck here. You send the Titaniclad the Ash Dragon to the graveyard. It will add the Flutery. Gosh, what's going on? It'll add the Flutery from the deck to your hand. But you have the choice to special summon it. When you special summon the Flutery while the Ecclesia is on the field, you can negate 1 monster. You can negate the effects of 1 monster your opponent controls. So, it's something to keep in mind. Flutery negates effects when summoned while Ecclesia is on the field. The Flutery's other effect, when a Dogmatica monster declares an attack, it increases all Dogmatica monsters' attack by 500, and this stacks, so it goes over and over again. 2 Nibiru. 1 Sky Striker Mobilize Engage. This card is limit 2 in this game. I used to play 2, but I kind of had to cut it down to fit the Nibirus in. I'd rather have the 2 Nibirus than 2 engages. Magicalized Fusion and Secrets of Dark Magic. Magicalized Fusion and Secrets of Dark Magic. I use them with the Verte Anaconda, Predaplan Verte Anaconda. Easy, link 2 to summon. Any 2 effect monsters. Predator Plant Verte Anaconda's effect is you're gonna pay 2,000 life points and send any fusion spell from the deck to the graveyard and activate that spell's effect. So Magicalized Fusion, summoning the Quintet, clearing the opponent's board. I've done this many times. It's hilarious. I just posted a new YouTube video recently about me clearing someone's board for game with Quintet. Oh my gosh, with Quintet. It was hilarious. Anyway. Nadir, we talked about. Magician's Salvation, we talked about. Summons a Dark Magician or a Dark Magician Girl. When the other is summoned, the other one has to be in the graveyard. So you summon a Dark Magician Girl from the graveyard, or vice versa. 2 Dark Magical Circles. You don't need 3. Don't play 3. Out of all of these replays, I've never played with 3 circles. You only need 2. The Sky Striker Mobilize Engage, we kind of skipped over that one. The Engage is going to search the Mecha Hornet Drones. Mecha Hornet Drones is another easy link too. I play this deck in TCG, and it's a Dragoon Turbo. And what you basically want to do is summon out a Dragoon basically as fast as possible. Guys, shout out to Glitchy on Twitch. They gave us a raid earlier. We're live. Oh my gosh. We're live on Twitch right now. Go check out Glitchy PTV. Shout out. Let's see. Where were we? The Mecha Hornet Drones. Yeah, so if you draw the Mecha Hornet Drones in mid-game, uninterrupted, it becomes an access code talker. What you do is you activate the Engage or the Mecha Hornet Drones. You get a token, turn the token into Kagari. Kagari's effect is gonna get the Mecha Hornet Drones from the graveyard, add it to your hand. Activating the Mecha Hornet Drones again, you get another token. Then you are going to turn that second token. No, I'm sorry. You turn the Kagari into a Kaina. You turn the Kagari into a Kaina. You can then summon the other token, or if you did already, turn that token into a Link Spider. Link Spider's here in the extra deck. And use those 2 to summon a Predator Plant Verte Anaconda. Sending the Magicalized Fusion or the Secrets of Dark Magic from the deck to the graveyard to activate its effect. The fusion's effect. So, Mecha Hornet Drones can become a Quintet. The Dark Magicians. Or access code talker. And as you're doing Kagari, Kaina, Link Spider, you can even put in an Imduck in there somewhere, I believe. You're building up all of these Link monsters that you're going to be able to banish to activate access code talker's effect. Now let's see here. 3 Torrential Tribute. You probably saw in the replay before. I activated Torrential Tribute, interrupting them perfectly at the right moment where it interrupted their play and they weren't able to do anything. Torrential Tribute's important. So, they fill up their board. Activate Torrential Tribute. You destroy your Dark Magician, but you just summon it right back with Eternal Soul anyway. Then, hopefully, you have a Magician's Salvation on the field and a Dark Magician Girl in the graveyard. You got 2. You summon both of them anyway. We skipped over Soul Servant. Soul Servant is going to top deck any Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl or card that lists Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl in its text. I know that's crazy. Basically, any card related to Dark Magician, you can take it and place it on the top of your deck. From your deck, hand, or graveyard. Now, the only reason I could imagine that you would want to take a card from your hand and put it on top of your deck is something like Mahad, where you draw into it and special summon it. Still, it sounds crazy. I wouldn't want to do that. Soul Servant, second effect. Banish the Soul Servant from the graveyard, and you're going to draw a card for a Dark Magician, or a Dark Magician Girl, or a Mahad monster that's in play. Some people play a Palladium Oracle Mahad, so that when they banish a Soul Servant, they have the possibility to draw 3. I don't believe in that. I don't believe playing in Mahad. Some people do. It's not me. So if you have a Dark Magician, a Dark Magician Girl on the field or in the graveyard, you're going to get to draw 2 when you banish the Soul Servant from your graveyard. Dogmatic Punishment, we talked about it, part of your Dogmatic package. The trap. Target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Send 1 monster with equal or higher attack from your extra deck to the graveyard, and if you do, destroy that monster. So, for instance, say, just for example, they summon a Rod with 1600 attack. You can send the Elder Entity Natis to the graveyard, and you pop for the Dogmatic Punishment, and then Elder Entity's Natis effect in the graveyard gets a second destruction. Or you could send the Titanic Clad, the Ash Dragon, to add a Dogmatica card to your hand. Or oh no, you'll add a Dogmatica monster to your hand. So that would be the Ecclesia or the Fluttery. 3 skill drain. What you want to do with the skill drain is basically you start off. You always want to go turn 1. You want to go first with this deck. This is the turn 1 deck. Summon the Rod, do your thing, set the skill drain. Then your opponent's gonna start. Let them summon a monster. Flip skill drain. Boom. They're done. They can't do anything unless they got some kind of back row removal. Finally, 2 Eternal Souls in the main deck, and you know what they do. They summon Dark Magicians from the deck. I'm sorry, from the graveyard or your hand every turn. Or you can search a Dark Magic Attacker, Thousand Knives. I don't play either of those cards. You might be able to fit that somewhere in there. I don't want a brick. I don't want a brick on anything in this Dark Magician. In case, I'm sure you know that Dark Magician, you can call it Brick Magicians. So I call it Brick Magicians. And we only play 2 Dark Magicians so that we don't brick. Every card in this deck is trying to be a 1-card combo. Not really. The best 1-card combo that we have is the Mecha Hornetrons. The Rod. The Rod starts you off. The Apprentice, you discard a card to summon it. The Ecclesia can be a 1-card combo by summoning it, using its effect, searching the deck, add the Dogmatic Punishment, set the punishment, and then you're interrupting your opponent's turn with the punishment, sending the Titanic Clad to the graveyard, adding Fluttery to the hand. While the Ecclesia's on the field, they summon another monster, you summon the Fluttery, you activate the Fluttery's effect, negating their monster because you have the Ecclesia on the field. So you want every single card to be powerful and get you somewhere. Thousand Knives and what's the other one? Dark Magic Attack doesn't get you anywhere. I think we've talked about basically everything in the entire deck. Here is Abon, Illusion Magician. I don't get to use it that much, but I'm using it in the Xyz event. The thing with this card is you need a 3rd Dark Magician to really use its full effects. Or you could use a Magician of Dark Illusion. That's the one that is considered a Dark Magician while it's on the field or in the graveyard. Natis, Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. This monster is particularly difficult to summon with this deck, but it protects your back row. So if you can get this Magician, the Dragon Knight out, you're pretty set. You set up your back row, you summon the Dragon Knight. I do it maybe 1 out of 20 games, but it happens. The Dark Magicians, when a spell or trap or effect is activated, except during the damage step once per turn, you can draw a card. Then, if it was a spell or trap, you can set it. If that spell or trap was if it was a trap or a quick play spell, you can then activate it that turn, which is interesting, but hardly comes up. Now, there's an interesting interaction where you can top deck a card, summon the Dark Magicians, and then the card that you top decked, you can draw it, and then if it's a spell or trap, if it's a trap, you could activate it right then and there. It's not really that worth it, though. Quintet we talked about. Link Spider is used in the Sky Striker and Mecha Hornet Drones combo. I call it the Sky Striker package. Imduck is a dragon, and it only requires 1 normal monster. So what I generally do is use the Dark Magician to summon this, and then summon my Dark Magician back with a Eternal Soul. 1 Kagari, 1 Kaina. Artemis, the Magistus Moon Maiden. You saw me in the replays using this card. You summon the Rod. Rod's effects, search the deck. Link summon the Artemis using the Rod. Rod in the graveyard on your opponent's turn. You can flip Eternal Soul or activating any spell or trap on your opponent's turn. Activating the Rod's effect in the graveyard. Tribute the Artemis, and that'll add the Rod back to your hand. We've got Predaplant, Verte, Anaconda, we talked about. Selene, Queen of Master Magicians. Selene is a Link 3. It requires 2+ monsters, including a Spellcaster. So, its effect, when it's summoned, place spell counters on it equal to the number of spells on the field or in the graveyard. As long as it has 3 counters, you can use its effect to special summon a Spellcaster from the graveyard. Now, you summon a Dark Magician with this Selene or the Dark Magician Girl, and you have the Salvation on the field, you can also summon your Dark Magician or your Dark Magician Girl, whichever one. You know what I mean? Your Salvation will work off of this. So now, you summon the Selene. Selene's effect summons a Dark Magician. Salvation summons a Dark Magician Girl. Now, you can link 4 into an access code talker. Link 4, access code talker. It's going to be powered up by that Selene, getting 3,000 plus attack, going up to 5,300. On the way, if you were lucky, you were able to use the Artemis. You had the ability to use Imduck, Artemis, possibly Pagari, Kaina. So that's 5 Link monsters that you would be able to banish to activate the access code talker's effect. You cannot respond to the summoning of the access code talker, and you cannot respond to the access code talker's effect. Finally, the last monster in the extra deck, the last monster we're going to talk about today. 5-headed Link Dragon. They're going to be like, wait, what? Why is this in the deck? The only reason the 5-headed Link Dragon is in the deck, in case your opponent summons a monster with 5,000 or 4,500 attack, you can use the Dogmatic Punishment to send the 5-headed Link Dragon from the extra deck to the graveyard to activate the Dogmatic Punishment's effect, destroying their monster.